This week's episode of Asterisk Wars was so much better than the two previous because there was no cardboard box characters in this episode. All of them felt well fleshed out, and I actually enjoyed this week's episode. Even I actually began to enjoy it even 8 minutes in because we finally learned that the person who has orchestrated the attack on all the students that was to enter into, was it Phoenix Flex or something, the tournament, was actually Silas Norman, the guy who was with Lester. He, the guy that looks like Kaiba. And I'm not talking about Lester because he actually shows up in this episode, and I'm not sure if he dies in this episode or what happens to Lester because he is actually really angry at Silas because he played him like a fiddle, basically caused him to get into an argument with Ayato, and also, yeah, let's say it like this, made it look like he may be the one that attacked the students. And I'm pretty sure that if everything had gone to Lester's plan, he would have blamed all of this accident on Lester. However, Lester shows up and, yeah, let's say it like this, I'm not sure what happens to him. We hopefully find out what happens to him in the next week's episode because I like Lester after this episode, and I really hope that he didn't die. However, how did Lester, no, not Lester, sorry, Silas Norman attack all the students? And who was the masked people that we saw attack the students? They are actually dolls that is controlled by Silas, and they are like representing like each piece of a chessboard, like what is it called? A knight, a bishop, a pawn. I cannot recall what the other is called. A rook, yeah, a rook and stuff. He also has a queen, and himself, he sees himself as the king. So yeah. And those dolls are created by another school called, let me see here, Alakant, who he worked for, or actually he was hired by them to, ensure that those students from Asterisk wouldn't enter at the front runners, those that could threaten Alakant. However, he was also used by Alakant because they used him to gather data on what is it called, Julius and Ayato. So yeah, he was he was. It's funny to see the person who tries to use people being used himself. But how does it actually go with him? Let's say it like this: he was planning to, or what was written in the letter that he sent Julius. There was actually written that he would attack, Ayato if she didn't show up. And yeah, Julius, she didn't want to involve him, so she showed up. And she could have died if it wasn't for Ayato, because those dolls, they was made by Alakant, and they are the only one that can produce dolls that is strong enough to resist the attack of Julius when she uses Phoenix. So yeah. However, Ayato shows up and saves Julius, and we also get a peek into his true power. However, I think that his true power may be dangerous for him, like hazardous. And when I say that, I mean like it actually damages his body, because we see in a flashback that his sister puts a protective or a chain that restricts his or seals away his power, his true power. So I think that and she says that she does it to protect him. So I wonder, could it be those powers, if he used them for too long, they would basically like destroy his body, because he's pretty much pretty beat up after using them to defeat the dolls of Silas and also Silas. And yeah, I wonder. And actually, I'm gonna say I'm more intrigued about Asterisk Wars now. If we say this is my opinion about Asterisk Wars, then it was this here, and if we say this is the bottom, oh yeah, this is the bottom, then it's right around here, and this is like the top So yeah, it's almost at the level of Radika or Jury of a Failed Knight now, after watching this. Also, I was pretty much right. I haven't said to you, but or didn't I say it? Oh, yes, I think I did. With what she called Claudia, that she was like wearing a mask or was very shady, and it actually is true because we see her true powers, and it sounds like they are they are like playing you know with Julius and Ato, like trying to get them to get together into the tournament, and also yeah, she pretty much almost killed Steelas. However, she didn't kill him, even though I must say, if that would have been a normal person, he pretty much would have died from blood loss, or I cannot recall the medical term, but it's basically internal bleedings. But she told the guy that showed up to basically be the one that was to take Silas to. I cannot recall, basically, like talking to him and like the torture chamber of the school, and get all the information out of him that yeah, that he wasn't dead, but she made sure of that. But yeah, I would say she still beat him up pretty badly. And what is with her eye? One of her eyes, like being red. What is up with that? But when all that is said and done, guys, I actually only have one thing left, and that is to say there's nothing. There was no lolly in this episode. So if this episode hadn't been this good, I would have been really, really pissed. Because I was really looking forward to that lolly. But I must say the girl at the end, the one that basically like played Silas like a fiddle, I must say I can make do for her with her for now. But until next time, guys, I would say, yeah, let's just say have a good day, good night, wherever you are. And hopefully Radika soon comes out so I can review that. So cheers, guys.